Now, there's something you don't see every day. Old knob and tube wiring. I asked Michelle when we got here if she could guess how old this house was or when it was built. And she was blown away by the renovations and assumed that the house was newer than it actually is. Can you guys take a guess based on what you see here? Now, I know every home build and construction and architecture was going to vary by region. So just a little hint, we're in North Dakota. If that gives you any idea, as I'm in this basement, and I haven't seen basements like this since I've been in New York, where they're actually partially below ground. Pretty cool. Not sure why the Coke can's sitting up there, but hey, you do you. But I will say that these two machines right here, game changer. Game changer. We've been spending about a week now on the road. Today is the 12th, so yeah, we're on day 8 because we took off on the 4th for 4th of July. And it was time for us to get some laundry done. So this was a game changer. Not gonna lie, this little laundry room area kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, I feel like it's like the basement from Home Alone or something. I don't know. I just get that vibe. But we are closing things up here, and I just want to check and make sure I got all these lights turned off. We came through and turned all the lights on when we got here yesterday. Not just to be wasteful, but we wanted to get the best quality for our video for our tour. There's actually a pump in there. I think that's to get the poop out of the basement. Wait, nope, that turns that on. Yeah, so we just turned the lights on to make sure we got the best visual for our tour video that will end up going on Squirrel Tribe Life. You got this one here doing all the heavy lifting. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
And now she's taking a break reading her book. What you got?
Nora Roberts. I'm almost done. We need to find a Books A Million so I can get another book.
Books A Million. Why not Barnes and Noble?
Books A Million has a clearance section where I was able to get these for $4.97, and Barnes and Noble's does not.
So we will see if we can find one. I don't know. Is Books A Million in Canada?
I didn't think about that.
But either way, this one wants to stay longer, but we have to check out in like less than 45 minutes. And then head up north. All the lights are turned off? Yeah, I think so.
We didn't even use the board games upstairs.
We still got time.
It's true.
We still got time.
Now being a thing of trivial.
We got to take the garbage out, shut the lights off, left our messes there for these lovely people. And we will be on to the next one. Not sure if the next one's going to be a hotel or another Airbnb, but we did find some really cool lofts up in Canada. So yeah, anything's possible. So I'm just trying to get a quick charge on this MacBook Air before we head out, and also get another upload completed using my T7 Samsung Shield external solid state SSD hard drive. But while we're at it, Farmers Insurance is reducing coverage. Now, this is not specific to North Dakota. This is actually in Florida. But I think this is going to be kind of par for the course. Farmers Insurance said it would discontinue offering farmers branded, they actually is a typo here, it says Famers. Farmers branded auto, home, and umbrella policies in the Sunshine State. And we're all well aware of the issues that are affecting or afflicting Florida homeowners. Farmers Insurance has plans to reduce its coverage in Florida, a move that will ultimately result in some Floridians needing new auto, home, and umbrella insurance policies. I'm just going to read this to you guys real quick. Farmers Insurance told the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation that it would discontinue offering farmers branded auto, home, and umbrella policies in the state, according to a company's spokesperson. And Farmers offers insurance through several different brands, and this decision only applies to policies issued through our exclusive agency distribution channel, is what he said. There is no impact to 70% of policies currently in force for customers in the state, including Bristol West, Foremost Signature SM, Farmers Group Select SM, Foremost Choice, and Foremost branded policies. Such policies will continue to be available to serve the insurance needs of Floridians. The coverage change was earlier reported by local media outlets, and Farmers Insurance will inform those impacted of the timeline for when they will lose their coverage, in addition to getting advice of options for replacing it and what will be necessary to effectively manage their risk exposure. In the event that an insurance provider decides to stop offering Floridians a type of coverage, and must let those impacted know a minimum 90-day heads up to the FOIR is mandated by state regulations. The Florida Office of Insurance Regulator is reviewing the notification that Farmers Insurance sent and is letting the agency know it would be reducing its coverage in the market. The move will leave roughly 100,000 policies of Farmers branded auto, home, and umbrella insurance impacted. And in Florida, the insurance market has experienced difficulties in recent years, with some private insurers becoming insolvent and others choosing to halt coverage altogether in the state. On a phone call with farmers representatives, farmers committed to facilitating a seamless and efficient assumption of effect policyholders to other companies who may have interest in growing their presence in Florida, and that farmers will give due regard to policyholders during this transition. Farmers, which was founded in 1928, provides over 19 million individual policies nationwide. Those belong to some 10 million households. Now, these changes to insurance are likely to continuously cause challenges to many. And this at a time where people are telling me that it's becoming increasingly more difficult just to get by, let alone get ahead. And with that being said, I want to tell you guys a story about an individual who devoted a large amount of his time, effort, and energy into a passion of his that ultimately left him without. And after many years of hard work, dedication, and determination, forced to start over. Now, this is not in any way, by any means, a way for me to try to discourage you from going out there and working hard and getting a good job and making a lot of money. But I do want to share my opinion on this situation and what happened, because I've seen it happen many, many times before, and odds are we're going to see it happen even more here in the future. And the problem is that oftentimes, if you want to really make hay, if you really want to get ahead, if you really want to boost your income, if you really want to get past living paycheck to paycheck, if you really want to stop being broke, one, it's going to take a mindset. Number one. Two, you're going to have to make more money. And three, oftentimes you're not going to be able to do this working for someone else, working for some other company as an employee. Odds are. And that is what happened in this situation. Now, this person in particular is actually a YouTube content creator, and I don't want to share their name on this video. I don't want to put them out there like that. But ultimately, they've released a video here recently that is explaining what happened, where they used to work, why they're no longer there, and what they plan to do moving forward. They were an employee. The company, the business decided to go a different direction. There was no ownership stake. There was no interest. You were a worker. You were an employee. And at any given point in time, you could not be. So now, after years of working hard and developing and building something for someone else, they have been pushed out, cast out. Now, finally doing their own thing, having to start over from scratch, but at least at this point in time now, they have complete control and 100% ownership over what they do and the income that they make. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is what is most important here. You may be saying to yourself, Kevin, where the hell are you? Again, we're in North Dakota. North Dakota. This street, this neighborhood, I like it. I like it. This is like this old feel. The only thing is I don't love the interstate being so close, so it's kind of loud. But when you're inside, you don't hear it at all. So, that's a plus. But I like this, the wide streets, sidewalks. Like, look at the right of way here. Look at the right of way here. It's like 15 feet. It's crazy. You don't see this anymore. And that kind of goes into another hint as to just how old you think this property is or when this home may have been built. So, believe it or not, I mean, this is it looks like a single story, but really and truly with a steep pitch roof. But you got the main, you got a bonus upstairs, and you got that basement downstairs. If you want a full tour, my wife, Squirrel Tribe, Michelle, she's doing a full tour. We're going to put it up on Squirrel Tribe Life. So make sure you check that out. Links in the description down below. This, in my opinion, real estate, investing, business. This is an Airbnb that we rented. Another way of producing income on your own. And the more ways you have to do that, the greater amount of diversity you have in your income, the multiple streams of income that you can produce ultimately without even having to do any work. This home, this Airbnb, this short-term rental, the money's doing the work for you. Your money makes you money. For instance, a company, a business for which you're an employee, what are they doing? They're paying you by the hour, a salary, commission, bonus structure, whatever the compensation may be. That company is putting you to work. You're busting your butt, busting your hump, making them profitable. But in essence, all they're doing is they're putting their money to work by employing you. And you're doing all the heavy lifting. Money invested into this property. This property is now doing the heavy lifting, if that makes sense. I hope this is coming across clear to you guys as far as my thoughts and my opinions on how this works. But as these employers, in my opinion, begin to really start to tighten up their budgets and reduce their costs and reduce their overhead, they're going to look to replace their workers, their employees. They're all expendable. They're all replaceable, and they're going to be looking to do it at a much lower price point, a lower cost, potentially through AI. But unfortunately, in this particular situation that I'm describing to you, They use this employee to build a brand and then toss them to the side and are going to rebrand the channel and carry on about their day and collect all the revenues that they can get from what was built by someone else. The simple fact of the matter is, the truth is that he had what it took to build that. He has what it takes to build it again. And so do so many other people. But they're never going to get out of this rat race. They're never going to get out of this rigged system. They're never going to be able to get ahead if they don't start doing it for themselves.